Hello Internet people, welcome back to the channel. We've had a special request from one of our students, Kia, to go over some inverse proportion questions, in particular some worded problems, so that's what I thought we'd do today. Question 1, so we have it takes 8 men 15 hours to complete a task. How long would it take 9 men to complete the same task? Right, so this is an inverse proportion problem, right, because you would generally assume that the more men you have, the more manpower you have, that the less time it takes to complete this particular task. So we're going to assume over here that the men all work at the same rate. Right, so if we have 8 men that take 15 hours to complete this task, I like to start off by working out, with these sort of problems, I like to start off by working out the total amount of time that's needed for this task. So in other words, how long it would take one man or one person to complete this task. So to do that, well, we divide the number of men by 8, right, that's going to give me 1 man. And then because it's an inverse proportion question, if I multiply 15 by 8, I'll get the total amount of hours that's needed for 1 man to complete this task. So 15 multiplied by 8 is 120. Right, so it would take one person 120 hours to complete this particular task. If that was then shared between 9 people, we have 120 divided by 9, right? And that simplifies to 40 over 3. So it would take 9 men 40 over 3 hours. But let's change it to a decimal. As a decimal, that ends up being 13.3 recurring hours. But in terms of hours and minutes, we have 13 whole hours and then 0.3 recurring off an hour. So 0.3 as a decimal, 0.3 recurring as a decimal is a third. A third multiplied by 60 gives 20. So it's 13 hours and 20 minutes. That's how long it takes 9 men. Always just double check with these sort of questions, double check your answer, make sure that it makes sense. It does to me because, we have more men now, so it should take less time, and that's what we have. 13 hours, 20 minutes. It's, definitely less than 15 hours. Okay, moving on. Question 2. I'm hoping you guys can read this question. First of all, my handwriting's a little bit dodgy here. So we have this strange character, Chef Kareem. He has a factory of special machines called Jabari machines that he uses to produce strawberries. Get it? Strawberries and cream. It takes... That is an incredibly bad joke, but we'll move on. We'll pretend that Project wrote that or someone else. So it takes 24 machines, 11 days to produce a batch of strawberries. On the first day, he uses 6 machines. On the second day, he uses 10 machines. For the remaining days, 8 machines are used. How many days does it take Chef Kareem to make a batch of strawberries? Just like before, let's work out the total amount of time needed. In other words, how long it would take one machine to produce this batch of strawberries. So at the moment, we have 24 machines, and it takes 24 machines, 11 days to produce this batch of strawberries. So if we divide by 24, we can work out, get 1 machine. And if we multiply 11 by 24, because once again, this is an inverse proportion problem, we will get 264. All right, so in other words, it takes 1 machine 264 days to produce this batch of very special strawberries. The problem that we have here is that you're not using 1 machine on all of these, 264 days. On the very first day, rather than using 1 machine, he decides to use 6 machines. Right, so this is the situation that we have. Day 1, day 2. If you had one machine that was doing this, it would take 264 days. Right, but that's not what we have. On day 1, we have 6 machines, I believe it was. As 6 machines are used on day 1, it means that you have 6 days worth of work that are being done on day 1. And on day 2, how many machines do we have running on day 2? We had 10 machines that were running on day 2. So it means that 10 days worth of work is being done on the second day, right? So in terms of a proportion, what we have is for day 1, you have 6 over 264th, right? As a fraction, that's the proportion of work that's done on day 1. And on day 2, we have 10 over 264. That's the proportion that's done of the total work on day 2. So for the first 2 days, the proportion of work that's been completed is 16 over 264. Now from day 3 onwards, 8 machines are used every day. So 8 machines are used on day 3, 8 machines are used on day 4, 8 machines are used on day 5, etc., etc. Right, but if 16 over 264, if that's the proportion of work that has been completed, then the work that's remaining, right, you can work that out by doing the proportion of work that's remaining, I should say, you can work that out by doing 1 take away 16 over 264, and that will give you 248 all over 264. Now, that fraction simplifies to 31 over 33. This fraction simplifies to 2 over 33. If you have a look at the numerators, they give you a bit of a clue, right? So the numerator for that fraction is 2, numerators for that fraction is 31. This amount of work has been completed in 2 days, and the remaining amount of work will get completed in 31 days, right? So in total, it will take 31 plus 2, so 33 days to produce this batch of strawberries. Now, if you didn't quite understand that logic, if we take this fraction, 31 over 33, and multiply it by 264, 248, that's the number of days remaining that it would take one machine to produce this task. In other words, to produce this batch of strawberries. However, remember, we're not using one machine from day 3 onwards. We are using 8 machines. If we take 248, divide by 8, we get 31, which is what I said before. So in total, it takes 33 days for Kareem to produce this batch of strawberries. Thank you to Kia for recommending this topic. I hope you all found it useful. If you did, give us a like and subscribe.
Yeah, you can go when you're ready.
Ready, yeah? Mm-hmm. All right, okay. Hello, internet people. I don't know why I said that. On the second day, he uses 10 machines, and for the remaining days, he uses 8 machines.
No way.
They just missed the good part as well. On the first day, he uses 6 machines. On the second day, he uses 10 machines. And for the remaining, what the hell did I write? If I just write the days, well, I need another page. 2 over, I swear I'm an idiot. And divide by 8, we will get, Roger, tell me. Such an idiot. Oh, I feel like crying, man. What the hell's wrong with me? Oh. Yeah, so Kia, who's actually sitting here in front of me right now. Okay, yeah, so Kia, wherever you are in the world, it takes me so long to do this. I hope you all found that useful, and if you did, maybe if you spot a Kia around you, you can thank her for this video. Yeah, give the like button, the subscribe, I think. What?
I've got so many bloopers, honestly.
Where did I not get it? No.
You said give the like us.
Wait, isn't that it? What am I supposed to say again? So thank you, Kia, for saving my life, and
How is it different every time? How is it different every single time?
You should just do a breakfast video for that.
can we not use that?
No, no.
We're gonna have to cut that part out as well. Give the like button, the subscribe, I think.